Let me preface this by saying I am a self-proclaimed man-eater.
Take it back, take it back, take it back.
I don't give men a lot of respect unless I really truly feel like they deserve it. But I'm also, at the same time, a very big lover girl. When I love someone, I fall in love very deeply. I have a lot of emotion. I'm very for them. Like they revolve around my life like almost 24/7. And my every choice is to make them happy and to like feel like I deserve their love. At the same time, I am, like I said, a man eater, and I sleep with a lot of men. And in this day and age, I feel like that's normal. I feel like that's okay, as long as, I'm being safe about it, and I'm not, I don't know, but as long as I'm being safe about it, and I'm being respectful about it. Now, a lot of people will say that demeans a woman of her value. And in some way, I understand that. Obviously, if you're a virgin, that's a commodity nowadays. But I'm not. So I don't really care how many bodies I rack up, as long as I'm not being a whore. Because I don't think being a whore has anything to do with the amount of bodies that you rack up, but rather how you treat yourself. And I treat myself with a lot of respect. When I hook up with a man, it's not based necessarily on looks. I mean, it can be. A lot of times, it can start that way, but it usually is based on how they treat me. And that doesn't have to be with respect, but it does have to be in a way that I find attractive. For instance, this man I hooked up with last night, met him at the bar, and his friend comes up to me. Interesting face, blonde hair, big widow's peak, kind of like me, but he's blonde, and it was way worse. And he approaches me, we talk a little bit. If anyone who knows me knows that I am in no way, shape, or form attracted to blonde men. I'm not a big looks person, but that is that, and I'd be more likely to have sex with a ginger than a blonde man. I don't care how attractive you are, there's something about blonde hair that just totally is not my kind of thing. And that's okay, everybody has their thing. But I like curly-haired brunettes. A little narcissistic. And so he has a friend who's a curly-haired brunette. Very ugly. I will say, very ugly. And we get to talking, blah, 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 whatever. We separate, I'm talking to some friends, I'm doing some other things. And then, I decide I'm going to leave the bar, because my friends are leaving, my friends have left. And so they go off, and then I'm like, okay, I'm going to go find them, because, I'm kind of bored now. I'm hanging out by myself in this bar, and I'm not the type of person who likes to be in a bar alone. Not really, because of, safety, but safety has nothing to do with it, but rather because I like being with my friends. I like having fun with my friends. I like being in a group. I like the camaraderie and all of that. So I leave, and as I'm leaving, I hear my name, Jace, and I look, because I was on the phone, I look, and it's the blonde guy from earlier. And keep in mind, I was really mean to him. I berated him. I called him bald. I said he was balding, and he was like, I'm not balding. You are, and that's okay. That's okay. He's like in his 20s. And look, takes one to know one, all right? Takes one to know one. So it's okay. And I hear, Jason, I turn, and it's the guy, it's the blonde guy, and I walk over, and I'm like, what's up? I'm like, what's up? And he's with his friend, and then some other friends as well, and two girls. And I asked the girls, because they're wearing pajama pants, matching Hello Kitty pajama pants, which, first of all, that is so adorable. I love that. But I asked them, I said, how old are you guys? And they looked at each other, and then they were like, 18. And I said, whatever. They asked me how old I am. 19. And whatever. whatever. So I'm talking to the blonde guy and then to his brunette friend, and I'm asking them, where are you guys from? What are you guys doing? They're like, oh, we just moved in. We're not from here. Blah 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 blah. They're from other places. They're juniors or seniors. I think they're seniors, and they just transferred in, and it's their first time in Boulder. I'm glad they're out there. I'm glad they're, adventuring. I'm glad they have each other. I think it's really sweet. Three of the guys, they are all roommates. They all live together. So I'm talking to the brunette guy now, and we start getting a little, angry at each other. We start arguing a little bit, back and forth. And he's like, we start arguing, He says something in Arabic. He says, Astaghfirullah. And I say, Astaghfirullah. Inshallah. Will strike you down for saying it. I start saying it back. And he's like, you speak Arabic? And I'm like, I know the basics. And he starts spewing Arabic at me. And because of what he said, and I said back, a little bit of yeah. He started, I hear a few insults. So I'm like, oh, this is what you do. So I start spewing insults in Latin at him, and he starts berating me for speaking Latin. We're getting heated. We're on the sidewalk, and there's people around. We're getting heated, kind of yelling at each other, and we're fucking spewing insults back. He switches to Spanish, because I'm like, you only know Arabic. That's literally, and he switches to Spanish. So I switched to French. He insults my French, which, fair enough, my French sucks. So then I switched to Italian, and we're spewing insults. It's getting heated. I'm literally, we're calling each other names. I'm getting all up close to his face, and he looks in, and then we, one of his friends is like, God, just fuck already. And then we start making out, because I like a man who can do that back and forth. And when there's aggression, there's meanness, but that is not their intention. I appreciate that kind of banter, that back and forth. I love that. That is really essential to me in friendships and relationships and anything, that you can have that bit of riff between you guys, but know that you don't really mean it. You're just saying it to say it to rile the other person up. So that's attractive. And blah 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 blah. Time passes. They're all leaving. I turn to the guy and I go, am I going home with you? And he says, yeah. So I go home with him, and I'm walking with him and his two roommates, and this funny video of them stealing a chair. And I keep thinking they're gonna run into a car, and I'm like, I'm pretty shit-faced, but that's just me. That's how I am. And then we have sex. Really good. Really good. He just beats the fuck out of me. He beats the fuck out of me in bed. Golan, he just beats the fuck out of me. He's so mean to me. He's speaking rude to me. He's treating me disrespectfully. And he's making me feel good. And that's essential. Because in bed, obviously everybody has what they like and what they don't like. But in bed, for me, I like being treated rudely. I like being treated disrespectfully. Especially by a man I'm just hooking up with who I don't know and I'm not in love with. When I'm in love with a man, I like a little bit of disrespect occasionally, but just love, just passionate love. That's what I like. When it's a stranger, I don't really give a fuck. So he's literally beating the fucking choking me out. You should see my ass cheeks. You should see my fucking ass cheeks. It is insane. It is insane. He's beating the fuck out of me. He's being rude to me. He's throwing me around. And the whole time, he's speaking in another language. And I'm fucking dissing him. I'm dissing the fuck out of him. I see a Nashville thing on there. I love Nashville. Shout out Emma. I see a Nashville thing on there, some shit, and I'm like, fuck Nashville. And he's like, whatever. I forgot where I was going with this. But yeah. I forgot where I was going with this. But yeah. Sex is all about enjoyment. If I really love a man, or if I'm really attracted to a man, I will do everything in my power to make sure he's enjoying it. Everything. Do whatever he wants. But when I really only see a man as like a friend, or as someone I'm hooking up with, there's less of that pressure to make them feel good. And just more of me focusing on my own pleasure. And that is okay. That's okay. As a woman, you don't need to suck every dick that comes into your bed. Sometimes the best thing that you can do for yourself is to let them do you and make you feel good. Because women deal with enough shit in this world. And another thing, this is going to sound really weird. Let me fix this. This is going to sound kind of weird. I'm a feminist. But at the same time, when I grow up, I don't want to work. I want a man who will provide for me. I want a man, who will do all that kind of shit. But I also recognize that a relationship should be 50-50. His 50 is paying for everything, taking care of me, being sweet to me, not cheating on me, treating me with respect, all that shit. My 50 is taking care of him in the way that I can, treating him with respect, not cheating, all that kind of shit. But also, if he's paying the bills, he's working, he's doing that. Like, let's say we don't have kids. He's paying the bills. I'm going to take care of the home. And I'm going to look pretty. But it's also his duty to give me the ability to be pretty. Paying for my nails, my hair, for clothing. Because that's kind of 50-50. A woman is like... And also, listen. I also think this is not... I'm not saying this is the life that all women should lead. Absolutely fucking not. But I'm saying women should not feel shamed about wanting to live that life. Just as women should not feel shamed about not wanting to live that life. And just as, if a woman wants to take care of a man, like a man takes care of a woman, traditionally, so that's what life's about. You find, like sex, you find what you like, you do what you like, and you enjoy it. You should not ever have to step out of your comfort zone for another person. Because at the end of the day, men will leave, women will leave, friends will leave, family will die. Family will leave. But you will always have yourself. So whether it's sex, whether it's your future, whether it's deciding on whether or not you're going to go out and get a hamburger or a salad, do what makes you happy and what makes you feel good. Don't suck every dick that goes into your bed. Because there's nothing wrong with enjoying life. A lot of people forget that.